Hey. Okay. Okay. 3, 2. Damn. Moment, das Bild. Fucking hell. Okay. We have a 4-minute intro where I can do that. Okay, 1 second. Yup. 1 second. Game Boy is on the wrong side. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. They're all outside. They're all, well, it's fucking 30 degrees in here, so I don't blame them. So, hi, I'm Kryptek, and this is Wind Waker any percent, non-HD. Well, we have a 4-minute intro coming up where nothing really happens. I don't need to press any buttons or do anything or whatever. I don't know. It's too loud probably. Yeah, it's just a little bit loud. Okay, whatever. So this run today is estimated to be 4.5 hours in this hot room. It's gonna be interesting. I hope I don't die. I have some water, so I think I think it works. I'm not sure what to say during this intro, but yeah, shout out to all the people here, to all the people who organized this. Even though there's like no AC here, it's still pretty comfy. But yeah. Well, yeah, Psy gave us ice cream, so that's pretty nice. Yeah. So this game is actually not too broken, although it might look like it. You have a lot of tricks that make it look like the game is broken, but you cannot skip major triggers. You still have to hit them. And basically in a specific order, because if you go to some places without having a certain trigger, your game will just crash. So I will do a lot of stuff out of order, but I still have to hit the main triggers, which is why the game is so long. If you could, for example, skip the whole Triforce stuff, you could like save an hour or something, but yeah. Also, cutscenes in this game is pretty sick. You have 1 hour and 20 minutes of just cutscenes, just me mashing text or, well, just don't like doing nothing. It's amazing. So maybe first off, some differences between this version, the original one, and the HD version. The HD version patched some stuff, for example, the most important glitch, which is storage, which basically gives you camera lock, so you can super swim in this game. But like 2 years ago, I believe, there was a method found to super swim in HD as well, so that is not too bad anymore. But the dungeons are way different the way you do it in the run. Except HD doesn't do any dungeons anymore. They just skip it. Because they have barrier skip now. Or not now, like... They have it for over a year. And also the end game, because I'm playing on the Japanese version, is different. I have more shards to collect than every other version of the game, including HD. So Japanese is actually slower by gameplay over like PAL and NTSC version, but because the text is so much faster, you still save like 4 minutes over it. So, and for the story, most of you guys know it probably, because this is a classic game. This is my sister, Ariel, and she's basically looking for me because I have my birthday, and she is gonna tell me that I need to go home to my grandma because she has a surprise for me. and I forgot that I have my birthday today, which is kind of funny. So that was the intro, and now for the cutscene that I just told you about, where my sister tells me that I should go home to my grandma. And I don't even know what's happening. So rolling in this game is the fastest way to move over the land, and you have 2 frames to get a full speed roll, and you can tell if you get it by your A button. If you don't get the text on the A button, you do a perfect roll. Yeah, I play the music alone all the time, so I hope you're not annoyed by it. So yeah, here's my grandma saying, "Happy birthday, here's your present." And I'm like, why? He's not happy. So now my grandmother's telling me, go find your sister and come home. And the fastest way to go there is by safe warping. You will see me do this a lot. So now she has a present for me. Nice birthday present. She's gonna borrow her telescope to me as a present. Thanks. So now this is where events turn. She tells me to look at our house, and then I notice the postman or the mailman that he's kinda behaving weird. And when I look up, I see this bird. More cutscenes. So yeah, the bird gets shot down, and he drops this mysterious girl in the forest. And I want to investigate, but I don't have a sword, so I will get a sword now. Technically you don't need a sword to beat this game, but it makes it a lot easier. This old man screams at me. So the sword training is the first tech in this run. I don't want to say it's hard, but it is pretty optimized to do. So you always want to do the same combo, so you get the fastest sword swings. So the attacks always will look the same. slipped off. So yeah, if I miss, he's gonna yell at me. So there's a tech you can do. I think I missed it. Yeah, I missed it. You have 2 frames to do this parry attack, and if you do it right, you will save like 3 seconds, I think it is. 3 or 4 seconds, but I missed it. Well, this is a pretty bad sword time, but we'll go with it. So again, I will save warp, because going where I need to go takes forever. So fun fact about these trees up here, when you have a lot of speed you can clip through them, but only if you have the sword in your inventory. If you don't have the sword you cannot clip through these trees, which is kinda weird. The game kinda made it like you need the sword to get up here, so they made the trees like a wall until you get the sword, which is kinda dumb. Ugh. Yeah, it's really hot. But don't worry guys, we have 4 hours to go. Oh, bonk. So an interesting thing about the sword in this game, you can pick up stuff with your sword. So you will see me do it a lot. When I kill an enemy, I will just do a quick spin and collect all the items he drops, or like the rupees here. So it sometimes allows me to collect stuff through the wall, like for the log, where I grab the 20 rupees. That's a precise combo you can do here to kill these guys. I missed. More cutscenes. What's funny after this cutscene, there comes another cutscene, but before this cutscene starts, the next one, I kind of noticed this like 3 years ago. Every time the cutscene starts, the Wii makes weird noises. I don't know why. And it's for every Wii ever. Like, that cutscene specifically makes the disc reading go crazy. Not sure if you guys will be able to hear it. So now the pirate guy, Gonzo, tells her, yeah, the bird dropped you here and this cat saved you. And she's like, get out of here, let's go away. So now the Wii makes a weird noise every time. The screen goes black here. I couldn't even hear it with the headphones on, but yeah, it's kind of weird. Comfy boy. So yeah, now the bird is going for my sister because she has like the same looks as the pirate, and he just mistakes her for the pirate and steals my sister. And now I'm off to my big adventure to not save my sister. What do you know? More cutscenes. Yeah, if someone would, if we would be able to skip every cutscene, this game would be shorter by over an hour, which is hilarious. But what's funny, if you play 100%, you only have like an additional 20 minutes of cutscenes or something. It's not even that much, probably. You watch all the main cutscenes and in any percent already, so... So now the postman tells the pirate, well yeah, he thought that the sister is you and he didn't want to take her, and now you should help him get his sister back. And then she's like, well, whatever, let's do it. And now they're talking about the next destination, and they're like, well, you need a shield to go there, so please get a shield or I will not take you with me. So I'm gonna get a shield now, so I can go on my adventure to not save my sister.
Will you see great fish at first try?
Probably not. I will try. I'm really consistent at great fish. I usually get it like, I don't know, 89 out of 100 tries, but probably today, well, no, probably not. Also, I'm not so worried about great fish. I'm more worried about the cutscene skip, which I will do, but I will explain it as I get there. So yeah, she gives me the shield, and she's like, yeah, let's go, save your sister. Yeah. And what you will not see in any percent, but in 100%, and in the old any percent, your grandma actually gets sick now, and you have to heal her with a fairy, and then she gives you her magical soup, which gives you double damage. Yeah. Not sub 16, that's too bad. I was just looking for my split key. So 16-7 is not a reset, but it's not good. So off we go. I'm on this pirate ship now, and they bring me to the Forsaken Fortress, which is where they hold my sister. But, well, I will not save her now. But I will go there. So yeah, goodbye to my grandma. And now Tetra is the pirate here, the green-haired pirate. He's like, you crybaby, don't you want to go back? You look really sad. And yeah, I will not go back. I need to not save my sister. So now for the first major thing that you can do wrong when you're in a marathon, because everyone fails this in a marathon. I'm trying not to, but yeah. So this is Nico, and he's acting like a really tough guy. He's like, you're my student now, I will teach you how to do this. And then he teaches me how to jump from rope to rope. And he says it's gonna cost me a year to learn this. And then I will just do it in 30 seconds. If I don't fall down. If I fall down, he's yelling at me. And it's a pretty cool sound. He's... Well, I'm not doing the sound until I will get past it. Because you will probably hear it since I will fail this. So the new any percent route actually saves the, skips all of this with the new route, but the new route is really hard. Or not hard, it's just kind of complicated, that's why I don't do it. Ugh. Okay, good. So when I fall down, he's going like, oi, oi, and he's like yelling at me. It's kind of funny, but luckily I got it. When I did a warm-up yesterday, I failed it like 3 times in a row. Okay, so now I get the spoils back, which is completely useless in this run. You could... no, you can't skip it 100%, you need it for a couple side quests, but yeah, this item is completely useless in 80%. Another save warp. So what I could do next is a strat called Fast Lights, but I will probably not get it, so I will not go for it. If you do it right, you save 6 seconds, and if you fail it, you lose like 1.5 minutes, so I will not go for it. Even though I could, I grabbed the ladder rather quickly, but I will not go for it. It's too risky, since I haven't done it in like 1.5 years. So this cutscene is actually skippable with the TAS. It's just ridiculously hard. You have to do an out-of-bounds glitch off camera, so you can't really do it RTA. But yeah, that would save like 4 minutes if you could do this. But this cutscene is, it's okay. It's kind of funny. So Tetra tells me, look over there, there's some, what are they called? Seagulls on the window, and seagulls are fans of your sister, so she has to be in that window. So they will try to launch me into the window, and then you will see what's gonna happen. So technically, the game would be over now, because if they would shoot me in the window, I would have saved my sister. But yeah. Yeah. I love how he waves at him like, bye. So yeah, they shot me with the catapult and they missed. And what do you know? I lose my sword, so I don't have a sword. What the game does when you don't have a sword, every time a moblin with a torch or a searchlight sees you, you will always end up in this place. The TAS exploits this by skipping the sword in the beginning, doing a lot of stuff, and then gets caught by a moblin to land here to activate some triggers. Which is kind of smart. Because this trigger right here, this one, if you don't hit this trigger now, you will not be able to get bombs like 20 minutes later in the run. The ship with the bombs will not spawn. Which is kind of weird trigger, but well, that's how it is. So yeah, now I could go right. Oh, this would have been really easy, but I'm playing it safe. Just collecting some extra money. I actually need 80 rupees for the sale. And right here is my least favorite trick in the run. I'm not sure if I will go for it, because I have sweaty hands. Let's see, it's not actually a major trick, it's just something really dumb. Yeah, I'm not going for it, I messed up. So you can jump into the window directly, but you can just do this. Costs like 2 seconds over the original window jump, but it's 100% consistent. If you fail window jump, you lose like 25 seconds, and you're mad. Because it's the easiest trick in the game, but my least favorite. So, I'm deactivating the searchlight, because this is actually the only one you really need to deactivate. Because this one lights directly to the place where you have to go, and if this sees you, you will just be in jail. Which will be convenient. So yeah, this is actually my least favorite place, and this Forsaken Fortress. It's the least favorite part of the run, because stuff like this can happen. I had a wrong camera. So yeah, nobody likes this place. There are some doors with a fixed loading zone behind them, and it extends to the front, so sometimes you can just silent the door, and you save the animation of opening the door, which saves like 3 or 4 frames. You will see me do it one more time in the run, in 4 hours. So when you pick up the barrel just once and you lay it down immediately, you get the invisibility of being under the barrel for a really short amount of time. And it's just enough to get past these moblins without noticing. In HD you don't even need the barrel, you can just run past them. Because they patched them really easy. Same for this guy, pick it up really quick. And be gone. Rolling is hard. Stop! So what I'm doing here is, I'm not just holding left to sidle, I'm like tapping it in a weird rhythm that no one understands. I'm just doing something that looks fast. And it saves a couple frames over just normally sidling, because you skip a few steps every time. And the place I'm sidling right now is the place where the light would shine on, and it would just catch me every time I will be here. So I have to deactivate it. And that was Forsaken Fortress. The worst part of the run. Hey. Kinda glad I got sub 26. I didn't. Well, it's okay. No, I can't split. It's weird. So yeah, my PB has like a 25-14, I think. So it's not. It's okay. More like 4 minutes cutscene. So there's my sister, and I'm gonna save her now. Except the bird is here. And he doesn't want me to save her. She's gonna eat me. End of the run. Thanks for watching. Ah. And now we see the true master of evil for just a second. There he is. You will see him again in 1 hour 40 minutes, probably. This is Ganondorf. I'm gonna open my minimap soon. I mean, it's not in the run. It's just something I want to show you guys how far this bird throws me. It's kind of ridiculous. So here I am at Windfall, meeting my new best friend, Coral, or King of Red Lions. He's really annoying. He talks a lot. But yeah, I need him to basically sail wherever I have to sail. And there's no known way to skip him. I mean, you could skip him, but you could not finish the game because you can only pick up treasures from the water when you're on him. So you could never finish the game. So you always have to listen to his stupid talks. Now he's just explaining who he is, and he's talking about Ganon, that he is the master of all evil, and that he wants to rule the world. Well, actually, Ganon in this game has a pretty interesting story. He's not just about ruling the world and being the god of the universe or something. He just wants to have Hyrule back under his control. Basically, not even in an evil way. He just wants it to be his, without even making a big war or something. Which is kind of cool. He has a pretty in-depth story in this game. So I'm at Windfall, and this is where I'm gonna buy my sail. Not sure how many rupees I have, but I'm probably going for RNG rupees. Yeah. So if I get 6 rupees now, that would be pretty cool. The flowers and the grass and everything always gives you random stuff. So if I get 6 rupees, that would be cool. That's cool. Exactly 6. So that saves a few seconds, because I would have needed to get this pod under the bridge here, or this pod here where Mario is. This guy's called Mario. He just looks like Mario. So Eskimo guy gives me the sail. So now I'm gonna show you guys how far this stupid bird has thrown me. First off, he tells me, yeah, you have a map now, go check the map. We have to sail here and here and do this and that. So, this costs time, but this bird threw me from here to here. That's like, I don't know. That's like 2 minutes of sailing, so it's a pretty big distance. And what I'm doing now is called sail pumping. Every time you pull out the sail, you sail a little bit faster than if you would just sail normally. And if you just spam the sail all the time in a kind of specific rhythm, you will just get this boost all over and you will just sail faster in general. And I'm gonna collect 80 rupees here for Tingle, because Tingle is pretty greedy. He wants all my money. If I would not have slowed down there, the barrel would have been spawning on top of this tower and I would not get any rupees anymore. And then that would be a reset for me, but I would just have to do a 3 minutes the waste back up for here. It's ridiculous how much RNG you have in this game. I could go for 70, but I want to have 80. Cutscene. So everything I did up to here is skipped in the new route. I mean, it doesn't save 20 minutes, but it saves like 6 minutes, I believe. It saves a lot of time. And this island has a pretty good soundtrack. So now Coral gives me the most busted item in this game, the Wind Waker, which is used mainly to do the trick called storage, which allows me to super swim or clip through walls or walk up certain walls and everything. And the way it works is I'm gonna dive off a ledge and cancel the Wind Waker 3 frames before I hit the ground. And then the game still has Link in the state of being in the Wind Waker cutscene, like this what I have right here, but I'm not. So the game's, I'm not exactly sure what happens in the game, but you can just store certain things and delay them or get weird properties, like weird hitboxes and everything. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And every storage is frame perfect, just like that. And you do like 50 of them in the run. So what I did there is I stored Coral's text, and then I'm gonna talk to the stone here, and then trigger this cutscene. But because I'm reading still this stone, it skips the cutscene, saving like a minute. Okay, so more storage. This is one of the hardest storages in my opinion. Yeah. 1 frame early every time. So first super swim coming up. This might look weird to you. Basically what I'm doing is I'm spinning back and forth every frame. So I'm spinning 30 times a second in a circle. And what that does, is hold on. Can't buffer. What that does is every time Link turns around in water, the game wants you to turn around instantly, so it gives you -2 to 3 speed. And when I turn 30 times a second, I just get -3 speed every frame. So I build up a lot of negative speed so I can swim backwards really fast. And this is Great Fish that someone mentioned earlier. Considered the hardest super swim in the game, but it's really not. What makes this so hard is when you're in this state of camera lock and you enter a cutscene, your game will soft lock. So you have to get rid of this before you load the cutscene. That's basically what makes Great Fish hard. You have to land. You have to land on the shore and pull the sail, or you will just soft lock the game. Which looks like this first try. See, it's not that hard. So this is a run killer for pretty much every beginner, because when you fail it once, you lose 40 seconds each try. And what can happen in this cutscene, when the water level is too high, you will get a soft lock, which kind of looks like it. This is a soft lock. Oh my god. This is like a 1 in 5,000 chance to happen. Well, that's why I safety saved before it. I kind of knew I would get it first try, but I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate. I'm apparently the person who gets this the soft lock the most. I had it like well over 50 times so far, which is pretty nice. I love my Wii. So that was a bummer. Whoa, what happened? I don't know what happened. My controller did like a 360. It's cool. My controller is 4 years old, so sometimes it happens. Yeah, I will be stuck here for a while probably. After getting it first try. So yeah, first try. Frame perfect every time. This stupid trick. Oh no. I have sweaty hands, but I'm dying. It's so hard. It should work. No, it does not work. I'm gonna try this. This actually makes the swim harder, but I can try. I mean, it's slower, but yeah, it's dumb. This works. I knew it wouldn't. Okay, so yeah, the game does not like me. Gave me a soft lock. I could say first, this never happened before, but that's not true. So. This is not even the worst. After this trick, there comes one of the hardest tricks in the game. Like 10 minutes after it. Yeah, it should work. Okay. Finally.
Alright.
So yeah, I'm a great fish. After too many things. Okay, this water is not too high, which is good. I mean, you could still get the soft lock, but oh my god. So if the water is touching Nick's eyes, I will get a soft lock, but this is barely not a soft lock. I don't know why I get it so often when it's so low to happen. It's pretty good. So yeah, this is like just pixels away from soft lock, but I'm fine. I'm fine. More cutscenes. So now the mailman is telling me that the Ganon has. I'm not sure exactly what he did, but he did something, and I need to look for Jaboon, who gives me the blue pearl, and I need bombs for it, so I'm gonna get some bombs now. Bombs are pretty useful in this game. Not as useful as in like OT or something, but they're pretty useful. And I have to save warp here because when you swim to Greatfish from Northern Triangle, which I did, we don't exactly know what causes it, but the theory is that the memory gets like an overflow, and when you swim to an island that is further away, like Windfall, your game will just void you out to reload the area, and then you will be stuck in the water until you game over, which takes like 12 minutes. So I safety save to not get this void out, or fade out is what it's called. So right now I did a glitch called double storage, which is I do storage, then I talk to an NPC and do storage again, which basically allows me to still have storage when I lose storage, so I don't soft-lock in the cutscene. Here we go. So now I'm at Windfall, or not yet, but close to Windfall. Now I'm at Windfall. Can I please hold up? Pretty cool. Okay, now I'm at Windfall. And normally if I would have just got one storage, I would just be in the water. But because I have double storage, I can charge a super swim again. And now for the best person in the game. Everybody loves this guy. Except not really. So this is the jail. He's in jail for a reason, and I'm just letting him out. And I messed this up. Please. Okay. So yeah, this is Tingle. Not only does he give you the Tingle Tuner, which is essential for the speed game, for the speed run, but also you need him, even in a casual play, if you don't use your Game Boy, you need him to decipher the 8 Triforce shards, which you will get later. And he wants 389 rupees per chart from you, and there's 8 charts, so you need to give him 3,184 rupees. So you will see me grind some rupees, like in 2.5 hours. But I will tell you when I get there. We'll probably figure it out. And this is the Tingle map. It just shows me where Tingle is, but I know where he is. But when you open it, it makes a weird sound, or like a funny sound. I will maybe open it later, just for the giggles. When I'm in a bad mood, I will just open it. It sounds like a clown. So, next to probably one of my favorite tricks, but it's not the easiest. But this is a roll clip, which is also frame perfect, which makes you clip in walls. And you can just... Oh my god, that was too early. So yeah. And you can just side up into the loading zone. No, intentionally you have to get a password from the pirates and then enter it on the ship to open the door, but that takes way too long, so we just do that. I think roll clip was one of the most recent big discoveries, and it was found 3 years ago, I think, or like no, it was 4 years. Like right when I started running this game, it was found. So, rope game 2, which is actually hard. It's not just a meme to fail it in a marathon. This is actually hard. So when you let go and re-grab the rope, it's just like if you would swing back and forth a lot, so you just get enough speed for everything. It's kind of hard to do, but yeah. And I don't like this bomb time. Oh yeah, so we have the bombs now. So a decent bomb time is around 38:40. I think world record, oh well, you can't compare it again because he has a new route, but the former world record had a 38:30 something, I believe. My PB has a 40 flat, so I'm a little bit behind, but that's okay. I have a high estimate. So, first time using the Game Boy. And I actually have the Game Boy on the floor because I use my foot to use it, so I don't have to take my hands off the controller. Except when I'm like just have to use one hand, I will use my hand to use it. But some people say it's stupid to use my foot, but I guess it works. Other people use their nose, which I don't really see. Yeah. Like Demon and Ace have their Game Boy up here, and when they zombie hover, they stand up and use their nose to heal, which is... Why? Why did my Game Boy just fall out? Is the cable not... My Game Boy just disconnected for some reason. So hey, more time lost. I will tell you when I use it. Oh, you will probably see it. It's always like this. Back in the day, someone asked me if I could make a tutorial on using my Game Boy with my foot, and then I did that. And Twitch, in the terms of service, doesn't allow to show naked feet, so my channel got banned for one day. So that was interesting. Yeah, that was good old times. Shut up, Tingle. So now we go to Forest Haven, which is pretty far away, which is why I'm charging a lot. Like I have to go all the way down there. I didn't charge that much, but it should be enough, I hope. If not, I can maybe... Wait. Yeah, I'm lost. Not sure where I am. But no, there's an island. Well, yeah, that happens. I drowned. I thought I had enough air, but I missed. The thing is, when you charge a swim, I have to talk to this guy anyway, so it's not too bad. When you charge a super swim and you release it, there is a certain set of frames which give you different amount of speed. And sure, I could have charged long enough so the frame would not have mattered, but I basically got a bad frame and had terrible speed. But it would have probably been enough if I had a good speed. So, yeah, more time loss. Estimate is getting kind of close already. 40 minutes in. That's fine. So, round 2. I will just charge extra long. This is actually the first time I failed to swim in 3 years, so only in a marathon. Oh no. I'm not sure what happened, but something funny happened. The Wink Waker, nice. That's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. So this should definitely be enough speed. Yeah, that's perfect. I'm even way too fast, but this is ready to go right here. So what you can also do with your Wind Waker, I missed it, is diving. You can just like dive just enough so you well, you hit not the bottom of the floor, but just deep enough so you can dive under islands. And I'm going for the cutscene skip, but I'm doing it the safe way, which only costs like a minute and a half if you fail it. And if I would not do it the safe way, I would lose 4 minutes probably. So I'm trying the safe way. And this is the most nerve-wracking trick in the entire run, because this is the probably, well, this is the most recent trick in the game, and it's also the hardest one, because basically what you do is, after this guy talks to you, you get the Deku Leaf, but the cutscene is super long. So what you try to do is skip this cutscene by avoiding out the choose, and then die on the same time the cutscene starts. So you skip the cutscene. Yeah, good RNG, that's good. So the AI for the choose is super messed up, so I can just push them out of bounds instead of killing them. It's not too easy, but just wiggle a little bit and they'll flip out. Hello? Doesn't want to go. Leave. So this is actually the reason why I need my TV and not any other TV, because I have a visual cue on this TV that only I know. And I need it for a lineup. I missed it, barely. I was like 2 frames early. Well, whatever. Here's the cutscene. Damn. I practiced this all night long. I hope to get it today, but I was just tiny bit late on the go. But that's okay. That's okay. And after this is one of the most notorious, well, one of the glitches that is most notorious for Wind Waker, the zombie hover, because it's always something that people think, like, it's crazy, because what you basically do is you kill yourself, and then you do a lot of sword attacks while you're dead, and every time you do a sword attack, you gain a teeny tiny bit of height. So what I will do, or try, is mash the B button as fast as possible, which is 15 times per second, to launch myself up in the air to skip a couple of things. You will see this 4 times in this run. 3 times within 1 hour, and then the next one is in about an hour and a half. And this is one of the most exhausting tricks, and the heat doesn't help, like, it's not good. This is an actual workout trick. There's different techniques for this trick. You can use 1 hand, 2 hands, I don't know, your nose if you want to. If you can hit the controller 15 times a second with your nose, I mean, sure, go for it. Okay, this is bad. This is a bad start. I have sweaty hands. So the key thing is, after I do my initial jump slash to launch off, I only have 2 frames for the B input. And if I have sweaty hands, if I slip off the B button, I'm dead, and I will lose 2 minutes. So I will try not to die. I also didn't take damage, which is not good. And foot strat is coming up. If you want the channel banned, yeah. You should not do it. It's okay. It's not too special. I just hit the B button with my foot. It's not too special. So yeah, I'm kind of nervous. because I failed this in my practice. Nice. So yeah, I'm just doing jump slash over jump slash over jump slash. And that brings me high in the air. So that's a zombie hover. This was the shortest one, unfortunately. Oh my god. I don't even want to look at this. So yeah, I have the Deku Leaf, which is very useful. If casual or speedrun, it doesn't matter. It's very, very useful. So now you see the first of 2 wind changes in this game. This game is made for changing the wind all over, so you get to places, but any percent only does 2 wind changes. So now I use the Game Boy again to use a Tingle Balloon, which makes me walk in the air for 8 seconds, I believe it is. So yeah, you're usually supposed to go to one platform, change the wind, go to the next platform, change the wind again, but this is just faster. And this is what I need the 80 rupees for. So first dungeon of the run. And one of the most technical. Because in a casual play, you don't get here until like before bombs. You're not supposed to have bombs here, so you can just exploit this dungeon to no extent. Just killing all the enemies you should not be able to kill with a bomb. And just walk, like, just straight through the dungeon without getting any item. And usually you're supposed to do a little parkour here, but with the leaf pump you get extra height out of the jump, and that's what you use to... So yeah, I used the Tingle Bomb to kill this enemy to save a couple of seconds. So yeah, leaf pump gives you just a little bit extra height. You will see me do it all over the place. So I will use another Tingle Bomb to get a free 50 rupee, which is hiding under here. And now for the real fun. This is why storage is such an important trick in this run, if I would get it. Yeah. Being frame perfect does not help. So, now I will open a chest, but because I have storage I will not actually open the chest. But what the game does is, when Link opens the chest, the game changes his hitbox to just a teeny tiny, like, pixel, and I can just walk up walls. Because my hitbox is so screwed, I can just walk up any wall. And also, my hitbox is not like a square anymore, it's just a little line. And, you will see this glitch in every dungeon. One of the main things that is bad about this is you cannot grab any ledges. So if I fall down anywhere where I have to climb up, I'm pretty much screwed. Like if I fall in the water here, there's a backup for it, but it's really slow. But yeah. So, well, that was the dungeon. This is the last room before the boss. Stairs. Take some damage. Change my tingle item for later. And because I have a small hitbox, I don't need a boss key. I can just walk straight to the door. Some magic. And I'm out. And you also heard that I got rupees. When I open a rupee chest with storage, every time I enter a loading zone, I will just get the rupees that were inside the chest. So you will just hear the rupee sound sometimes. And this boss, I use an audio cue for this. He's like wiggling his tentacles, and I use this as an audio cue. So ideally you want to stock the bombs into him to save a lot of time. Nice. Okay. So you hit him 4 times. That's 3. Usually you're supposed to shoot down the tentacles with the boomerang, but because I don't have the boomerang, I'm just doing this. That's the boss. Also, heart containers are bad, because for every zombie hover I have to damage myself, and every single thing I can do gives me a quarter heart, so it takes forever to damage. So the only heart that I will ever get is after every zombie hover, because I could finish the game with 3 hearts, but for the Ganon fight I want to have 4 hearts, just in case, because he can just kill you. Yeah, so, and that's Forbidden Woods. Oof. At least we have a nice little song coming up. Because I saved my car, this little tree stump guy, the Korok, he's like grateful and they want to make a party for me, so they all start singing and make music, which is kind of cute. And annoying because it's a cutscene I have to watch. So this is the first of 3 pearls. Okay, so after this cutscene there comes the worst storage, well the second worst storage, because the last storage is actually because you're under a lot of pressure, but whatever. The next storage is the worst storage, because it's actually RNG. As I said before, you have to be 3 frames over the ground to cancel, so you get storage. But I'm getting it on the boat, and the boat is moving up and down, so the frames always change consistently. So, and the moving is random, so I can never get it first try and say, hey, I have skill, because it's just luck. But if I get it first try, I will obviously say that it's all skill. So forget what I said. And the worst part about it, I have to get storage twice on this boat. And later on the run, again. So 3 times. Okay, so off we go. It was a quick journey. Oh, okay. Good. Now I need some damage for the next zombie hover that's coming up soon. This guy would shoot me. Okay. Oh, hi Tingle. Where am I? So yeah, if you hit the A button on the Game Boy, except instead of the B button, Tingle will call you. He's like, hey, what's up? But it just wastes a lot of time every time you do it, and I just hit A on accident. And this is the nice storage spot, which is random. one. Very nice. Okay. So I have double storage again, so I don't softlock in the cutscene. And now I'm heading home to my grandma. Well, to the island, not to my grandma. Visiting family is wasting time. Okay. This should be okay. I have to do a small pit stop here. For my hair. My hair. You could make it in one go, but it's stupid. Oh, come on. Would you be so kind? The game does not like me. I said that before. So now I want to hit the whirlpool to void out. So I will land in the boat. Because I never changed the wind to south, which I was supposed to after getting the wind song, I'm never able to enter my boat. So I have to void out to enter it, which is interesting. After this, after I get this pearl here, there's a lot of text, and it's also quick text. So if you mash too fast and press A on accident, you jump out of the boat and you're dead. And yeah, that happened to everyone pretty much already. Well, not to everyone, but to most of them. So I want to enter the whirlpool on the furthest end, because cruising around it is really slow. Ah, flicked. That was not good, but whatever. Where's my phone dead? Or whatever. I'll just do this. So in here is Jaboon, the fish I told you about 20 minutes ago. And he's basically in this cave hiding from Ganon. And he's giving me the blue pearl now, the Nairu's pearl. And fun fact, there's this cave is always here, but the stone wall is not. So you could enter this cave, but Jaboon is not here, even if you clip through the wall. You have to destroy the wall to make him spawn, which is kind of dumb, because it is possible to clip through the wall pretty easily, which would save some time probably, but it's not possible. This is what I mean by all the weird triggers. I said that in the beginning, that you need some triggers for some places, which don't exactly make sense, like this one. Maybe the game wants to check if you have bombs or not, so that's why you have to destroy the wall. Also, this text you see there is Hylian, which only the old guys in this game speak, like Jaboon or Baloo, the dragon. When you beat the game and do a New Game Plus, the game will actually be in Japanese or German or English, or whatever you play the game on. And that would lose extra time because the text is much slower, so we would never play on New Game Plus. Also, the charts where the treasure is always a pattern. There's 4 different patterns, and New Game Plus has the slowest pattern, so that's also bad for New Game Plus. More storage. It's hot. So now I'm off to place some pearls. What is happening? Please don't spin over. Okay. Oh, I have a refill. That's pretty cool. So I can do this. That would have been pretty scary, but I got a refill for no reason. So this makes this way easier. Except I don't find the island. Oh, there it is. So I'll place the first out of 3 pearls. Yeah. So that's one. Hoping for a bomb drop here. No bomb drop. Sadly. Okay. So next I'm gonna place the next pearl, the green one. Hopefully I don't target these guys, that would be really bad. Okay. So you will see this a lot. I will swim pretty much everywhere I can, because it's so much faster than sailing. I could hit Beetle and drown, but well, now I said it, so I don't know. Okay. Where is it? So placing the second pearl out of 3. Tingle is ready. Wait, is he? Yep, good. So the 2 longest zombie hovers are coming up, and they are like 2 minutes apart from each other, so that's pretty nice for your arms. Yeah, no. I did not want hearts. I hope for a bomb drop, and that's what I got. Pretty sick game. Oh, that's also good. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Can I not? Also, camera, your movement is inverted when you're in the water, so if I'm in camera lock, you will sometimes see me backflip instead of side hop or something, because it's just random controls. A lot of random in this game. Where's Dragon Roost? There it is. So I need some damage now. What's funny, this sign actually bounces every time. Oh, damn, that was bad. The sign bounces every time the bomb explodes. Which is pretty neat. Yeah, it's pretty nice. No one really knows why, but that's just what it does. So, second zombie hover. Fuck. Yeah, I slipped off the B button. So this is a 2-minute time loss. That's fine. I was prepared for it because it's so hot today. I trained myself to not get mad over this. In a run I would have smashed the reset button with a hammer probably, but not today. But we get to see more bouncing sign. So yeah, this is the fastest way to get damage on this island. And as you can see, everything just takes half a heart, quarter heart, so it's so stupid to take damage. This is why HD plays on hero mode, because then everything takes double damage. But we don't have that in this much better game. Okay, round 2. Don't slip off, please. Okay. Oh my god. So yeah, this was to skip all of this inside here. There's a 4 to 5 minute cutscene, I believe, and that is followed by even more cutscenes, so I'm glad I can skip that. Taking some damage for the next zombie hover. And crossing this. Whew. So this is the last zombie hover for the next hour and a half or so. And this is the longest one. And also, it used to be my favorite until I failed it on a run where I was 7 minutes ahead of PB, so I hate this now. Oh yeah, and you hear the tingle making weird noises sometimes. So there's another hidden rupee here, which I'll grab. You have to use the Game Boy to find these rupees. So. Nice, the jump slash does double damage. Yeah, this is always... he's following me. This is always scary. So what can happen during the zombie hover? I can get hit by a rock and die. That's like... It happened to me once in 4 years of speedrunning this game. And if this happens, I will probably just laugh. Because it's so unlikely. So yeah, I have to go all the way up there. Nice. Pretty safe. Too fast. Slow down. The thing is, when you mash faster than 15 times per second, the game does not register because it's running on 30 FPS. And there's one frame where you hit the button, one frame release the button, and so on. So it's exactly 15 times per second. And if you go faster, you just drop inputs. So yeah, that was a good zombie hover. So by zooming the camera all the way behind Link, you can skip the cutscene it does when you throw a pot into the water. Because it shows you, hey, I made a platform for you, and I did not skip it, I don't know why. Usually it should be skipped. Well, this never happened before. So, up next comes something that's kinda tricky. You're supposed to use a grab look here, but I don't have it yet, so I have to do these precise edge grabs. They're like 3 frames each. And if you fail the last one, for example, you would not have enough energy to make it. And you can bonk on these stairs and fall down, which never happened to me before. Almost died. Pulling a bomb here saves 2 seconds. Because Link would turn around to look at the gate shutting down, but because I have a bomb over my head, I'm not turning around. This fight is nice. You will see me do a lot of head movement because that's the way I count stuff in speedruns. Nice. So I store this text, so I'll save some time. And now she gives me the grapple hook, which is not too useful in glitch-wise, but you need it to finish the game because you need this to fish up all the Triforce pieces. So that was Dragon Roost. Last thing I do is get the boss key, except I don't get the boss key. As in every single dungeon in this game, I will not get a single boss key. I will always get chest storage and just walk through the door, basically. If I get storage. Again, I open the chest, I get a weird hitbox, and I can just walk through the door. And I get the rupees. So after this boss fight, I can go to the bathroom, which is good. There's a 2-minute cutscene where I don't have to press anything, and I usually use that to go to the bathroom. This fight is pretty straightforward, no glitches or anything. Just hit the tail as you would in casual. There's one thing we do differently, that is the last grab. We try to do it from behind Goma, so we land in front of her to attack her as fast as possible once the shell is broken. And I'm trying to get a gainer. Nice. That's a frame perfect backflip, but it's of no use, it's just swag. Okay, so I'm also not trying to get hit, because in this game there are certain pots that have hearts in them, but when you have full health, it gives you a 10 rupee, like a yellow rupee, so... And I really want to get that yellow rupee. Okay. So now I will be in front of Goma, so I can attack her right away. Oof, that was close. You can even see me in the cutscene, which you should not. That was the second dungeon. So now I get the Din's Pearl, which is the third and last pearl I need to activate the Tower of the Gods, and which is the next dungeon. And it's the most boring dungeon because you don't have like any big glitches besides skipping the first floor. Besides that, you don't have, I think. Oh yeah, right. You even get the boss key. So that's the only dungeon that you need to get the boss key, because you can't skip it. Well, you could skip it, but that would be insane and would cost you several minutes to do it. It's also not so good that it's midnight, I believe. I should not have failed that spin. this is good. Oh, I blew up the rock there. That's not good. I need that rock to get storage. Well, I need to get storage elsewhere, it seems. This little guy gives me the pearl. So there's the pearl, and the dragon who also speaks Hylian. He thanks me now, like, thanks for getting rid of this guy who's biting my tail all the time. Yeah. And now Medley tells me to get the song of the wind song, Wind's Requiem, but I already have it, so I don't need to get it now. So since I blew up this rock, I need to well, get storage somewhere else. Minor time loss, but that's fine. So now we'll go to place the last pearl, and then Tower of the Gods will appear. And I hope for some magic. Yes. And I get more magic. Oh, okay. Fine, okay. One last check on Tingle, good. So, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back.
What up?
It's your boy.
It's your boy.
So now I'll enter this. Now we'll enter this very boring dungeon. Just turned day. I don't know how bad that is, but worst case, I will just lose time. So now you will see the only like big glitch in this dungeon, which is F1 skip. This kind of glitch you will see more throughout the run. This is just the first time we do it. So I used the hitbox of the bomb to push me out, and well, I skipped basically everything in this dungeon up to this point, saving good time. Now I need to rise up this elevator. Hope the red doesn't get me. And by starting a roll right before I hit the trigger, I will just... Oh my god. What did I just say? So I'm kinda short on rupees. I guess I'm 10 rupees short now. Thanks, red. Well yeah, that's okay. So when I did the roll before the cutscene, the roll will just finish out during the cutscene, so I'll land on the platform, so I don't have to wait the cycle. And now I will abuse my friend Tingle again. I will buy another balloon, which I did early in the run as well, where I can just clear this room easily. Usually you have to call the statue and walk all under these things, which takes so long, so I will just do this. Just walk around it. Okay, so now I'm gonna learn the command melody, which is essential for this game to even be finished, because in Wind Temple, in Earth Temple you could theoretically skip it using it, but that is, well, it takes long. Well, I'm not too sure. I think you could do it easily. Well, not easily. What am I saying? You could do it, but in Wind Temple you have to use it. You could not pass Wind Temple without using it. Okay, what I tried and got there is, there's a frame perfect side up in this cutscene you can do, which saves like half a second or so if you get it, but I don't know the timing, so I just smash it and I got it. Okay. You're supposed to use the hookshot here, but if you do some leaf pumps to gain some extra height, you can cross this gap. So in this room, there was a notorious trick called the Cosmo Hop, but it's slow. So there's a new thing, which is called the Crypmo Hop, because I found it. Which saves just a little bit of time and is a lot easier, except now I will fail it, because I said it, and because we're in a marathon. Nice. So these jumps are really precise, but with the setup that I found, you always get the same angle, and that makes the jumps pretty much free, if you align yourself correctly. Yeah. So next up is the mini-boss fight in this dungeon, which is just a Dark Nut. You will see plenty of those throughout the run, but this is the first one we fight, so he gets the special animation. And you can actually cause damage to him through his armor, so if I calculate correctly, I can give him just enough damage, so I just need a quick spin to kill him. Yeah, I was too late. But I could still do it. Yeah. Should be good. Nice. Yeah, I messed that up. He's still not dead. I miscounted my quick spins, so I failed. So now I get the bow, which is also needed in RTA to finish the run. You could skip it with a Taz. I think Taz even skips it, if I'm not mistaken. But you need it for the fire. You need fire and ice arrows later, and the light arrows later. Well, no, Test does not skip it. Test does not skip it. Kinda done, so yeah. Please. You don't have to kill these guys, but I don't want to get hit, so I just kill them. Yeah, and because the rat earlier robbed me of my money, I'm 20 rupees short, so I would be low on magic later on. But that's okay, I can just farm some magic that will cost maybe 5 to 10 seconds. So in this room you're supposed to take the platforms to get over here, but you can just leave to this one and you're done. And you get the key. And after you get the key you could just fly back with the leaf, but it's faster to void out. Also saves magic. Nice. And this room is everyone's nightmare, because you have the bats, the keys, that's what they're called here. And it's RNG if they knock you off the ladder, and it's just a pain in the ass if they do. But they didn't, which is nice. So last time I will use Tingle for a long time. Oh no. This might be bad that I hugged the wall there. Hope I will still make it. Okay, no problem. So yeah, since I don't have enough rupees for magic, I will just kill Beetle right here. Or Tingle, not Beetle. It is. So that was the last statue. Now I go upstairs, grab the boss key and go to the boss. Now you maybe know why I think this is the most boring dungeon, because it's just boring. Oh my god. Okay, so here you're supposed to place the statues on the triggers over here, but you can just use a leaf pump again to gain extra height and grab this and just skip it to get the boss key. This is the only boss key you will see in this game. So these lasers you're supposed to kill, but they didn't really program it that well. So just jump over the lasers. You can jump over this one, but it's pretty tight, but it just launches you over it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Need some bombs. Okay. So here we see Golden. If you watched the SM64 run yesterday, I said that you will see this hand guy again, and this is the hand guy. And I pulled out a bomb because why not? Well, actually, they are stronger than ever because there's a timer on them which no one really understands. They just respawn for no reason, which costs you time and arrows, which is kind of dumb. So every time I say stupid respawn, then the hand respawns and I will listen. If you roll under him, he will cancel his attack. Which also sucks. See, he respawned. Usually takes 2 hits to die, and this guy respawned as well. Nice. And it's completely random when that happens. And if you run out of arrows, you get something called the snot arrows. Because he just gives you arrows out of his nose. You don't have any arrows anymore. And no one likes snot arrows. I never ran out of bombs in this fight, but I'm pretty sure he also gives you snot bombs. Oh my god, stop. So yeah, I will definitely get snot arrows. Yeah. So yeah. But at least they give you arrows and you're not stuck in the fight forever. Which is pretty nice. Stop. So what I'm gonna do now is I will just hang off here, so I will be under the ground in the cutscene. Which doesn't do anything, but it looks cool. And yeah, this is an interesting time so far. Let's just say my PV got the masses for 10 minutes ago, so you see I'm under the ground there. Which is kind of funny. Also, it's not hard piece, hard container. Now something that costs time, but looks cool. It costs like 5 seconds to do, but I think it's cool. It's called the Ding Dong Strat, which is exactly what it is. What it sounds like. You just ding dong all over the place. Yeah, this is Ding Dong Strat. No, I missed it. You're supposed to go back and forth between the 2 pillars, but I missed it by like a little bit. Whatever. Thanks. Okay, we go down Hyrule, where we get the Master Sword. Well, I will get to that later, whatever. So now I'm a little bit low on magic. I think I'm missing 2 units, which is still fine, but I want to have full magic just to be safe. So I'll just cut some grass to get some magic. Also a couple arrows would be nice, so I don't have to farm later. Hyrule is actually a pretty cool place with a lot of tricks. Okay. Oh my god, so sweaty. So yeah, Link is drowning somewhat. Not anymore. Yeah, the facial expressions in Wind Waker are really nice. I think it's the only Wind Waker next to... I think Breath of the Wild has that too a little bit. But no matter what you do with the camera or a button, anything moves his eyes and his face. It's pretty cool. It's a nice detail. So now he's gonna tell me about, hey, we're in Hyrule, and your TV does not support NTSC, it's all black and white. So Hyrule is basically asleep because the Master Sword is in the stone. And once I pull it out, it will all be colored again. Like, Hyrule's back to life. And Ganon is... he really wants the Master Sword. And all he would have to do is solve a really easy puzzle, but he cannot solve it, apparently. I mean, I will not solve the puzzle, I will skip it. But all Ganon would have to do is skip this, do this easy puzzle where you have 3 triangles, and you have to make them a Triforce to open the gate, and he's probably just unable to do it because, I don't know. You will see the triangle later, right there. You have the 3 pieces, and you have to align them to a Triforce. But I will not do that because that's slow. I'll do another roll clip, which I did earlier in this run. Frame perfect trick to get clipped into the wall, and then I will just use the leaf to fly into the loading zone. Like that. And here's a Master Sword.
Hey!
I'm trying to think of what went wrong so far. I missed one zombie hover, I think. Cutscene skip. Also great fish. I got it first try, but I got the soft log, and then it took me like 6 tries to get it again. That was so dumb. That's probably why I'm 10 minutes, 15 minutes behind. But it's fine. I still have a lot of time, a lot of room for messing up. It's too hard to talk. So now everything is coming back to life, including the enemies. And also there's an electric barrier now on both entrances, and if you want to leave, you would have to kill every single enemy in this room, which would take minutes. So I'll just skip that. Unless the 3 triangle pieces you would have to align. And this is by far my favorite facial expression from Link, when he holds the Master Sword up. Like, right now after the slashing. I love that. Yeah, this game has good facial expressions. It's nice. So now we have the Master Sword, and basically I have double damage now over the old sword.
Hey!
Okay. So, as I said, there's an electric barrier, which I will skip now with another bomb clip, which I did in Tower of the Gods also. Except this one is not as precise. I think you have like 8 frames to do it or so, and the one in Tower of the Gods has 3 or 4, so it's not as precise. I mean, now that I said it, I will probably miss it, but yeah. Yeah, nice. Well, at least I didn't fail it after flipping, that would have been really bad. So yeah, leaf pump looks a little bit weird. I'm always shaking my hand forward, but that's just the way I do it. Nope. No. So yeah, next up we will leave Hyrule. That's why I save warp. When I'm outside of Hyrule and I save warp, I will always land in the front of it, which is kind of convenient. I will just land here. With some magic. Well, that's fine. That's enough magic. So next up, We will learn a really useful song called Ballad of Gales, which lets me warp from one place to another. You can't just warp everywhere you want, there are fixed squares on the map where you can warp to, but it's still a very useful song. You will see me warp all over the place later on the run. More sail pumping. Sailing is pretty boring. So, there are cycles, and all I have to do is beating him, and then I get the song. Turns out it's not too easy, because when you shoot an arrow on a lag frame, the arrow will most likely just go through him, so that's why I sometimes just spam arrows, because I'm scared of not hitting. And sometimes it takes forever for the arrow to reach, which doesn't make any sense. Like that, but it took so long. So yeah, you will hear the song a lot. Okay, off to probably my second least favorite super swim in the run. I'm not sure if I said that already. Let's just say this is my second least favorite. This is one of the longest. I think it's the longest in the run, and it's also precise because you have to hit a door while you're super swimming with an insane speed. Yes. So I will just save the save just in case. I haven't failed in a long time, but you never know. Ooh, no. I hate when that happens. But okay, that's okay. He killed himself. That's fun. Let's go. This should be good. So my goal is to swim directly into this island over there. But the entrance is on the other side, so I have to swim past it and turn around to get in there. Nice. Usually I have to pause buffer it, but I think I had a good angle there. Where Link has his hand actually affects the volume of the song. If I hold the hand up, it's louder as when I hold it down. It's kind of funny. It's a nice gimmick. Yeah. Turn up! So this is the first rifle shot that I get. First out of 8. And we're out of here. Except, let me please go over here. So I still cannot enter my boat on a normal way, so I have to save up out. More sailing. And the sun is going down. It's kind of beautiful. So next up is another funny RNG part. There's 3 ships, and I have to kill one of them to get the next Triforce chart. But the other two ships are real good snipers, so I hope they don't shoot me. Because if they shoot me, I will fall off the boat, losing some time. My last 5 PBs all got shot from the boat, so it's really likely that they hit you. So it's not a big deal. It's nothing too special if they hit you. So this one is golden and the other ones are not, so that's how you can tell which one has the Triforce chart. So don't hit me, please. Nice, they didn't hit me. Yet. Nice, okay. That's like the first time in 20 tries that they didn't hit me. Also the depth of the chest is random, so sometimes he can just go like this and he has it, or he has to go down for 5 seconds. It's kind of bad that it's RNG, but that's just how the game is. So now we go back to Windfall. We have been there a couple times before, but we won't stay long. Because we're gonna visit an old friend, the Big Bird. The Helvetic King. But we're not gonna fight him, we'll just run past him. So coming over here to get storage. Some air refills. When I'm charging my swim under the docks, you can see that I get air refills. This is why I'm doing it here, so I can swim a longer distance. Let's get in there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yes. Usually only get this refill when you have too much speed, and I had like 0 speed and I still got it, so that was really lucky. I already saw myself dead, so I'm kinda glad that I got this. Completely unintentional. I mean, yeah, I went for an air refill here so I don't die. Now I'm trying to get a Wind Waker dive. Usually you need the boat, and you have to break a door to get in here. You can just do this, and swim under all this. Oh hey, the sun is coming out, great. So now we will fight this guy. He usually laughs here, but sometimes there's just no sound, which is kind of funny. Let's play some tennis. Okay, so this is the only long tennis that I play. Now it's random if he spawns behind me or in the air. If he spawns behind me, it's faster, so because I don't have to play tennis. So ideally you get 3 ground spawns, and if you play tennis, you stand right under him, so you kill him in first hit. Okay, what's coming up next looks pretty dark, because my screen is turning dark, just dark, and I have to maneuver to the door of the boss, which looks kinda hard, but it's not too hard, because I have the mini-map to navigate. So, when you get chest storage of a big chest, your screen will always get dark. That's why, also it's pretty laggy here, because of the enemies, which doesn't help doing a frame perfect trick. Nice. Wrong side. Ugh. Okay. So now it's completely dark, but I still have the mini-map to know where I am and what I have to do. So basically I flew over the water and I'm climbing up the castle or whatever it is. Not sure what's happening. I'm like falling? Yeah, I'm falling. Why am I falling? Don't tell me I'm in the water. I am. Nice. Cool. That's again never happened before. But you can do something about it. I'm not sure where it is. I think it's here. No, it's not. Damn, I should stop explaining tricks and say that they are easy because then I fail them. Okay. You can trigger this cutscene which brings you back on the land, which is the only backup you can do. So this just saved me. This is interesting. I'm failing all the stuff I never fail. And nailing all the stuff that I never get. Now I have to be careful. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is a first for me, so bear with me. I'm not sure what I'm doing. So. Okay, now this should work. Yeah. Okay, now I got it. God damn it. Okay, so now I'm rolling all the way up to the castle or whatever it is, and then I will clip into the door. Or not clip into the door. What is even happening? I'm not sure where I am right now, actually. This is all a first for me. I never fail this. Where am I? I should be at the door. God damn it. Okay. I'll just do it again. Wait, no, I don't have enough magic. This is really interesting. Because I don't know where I am. Okay. This guy needs to drop some magic. Green magic. No? Oh wow. Yes! Magic. I'm not sure if it's enough magic, but it's some magic. Well, this is not enough magic. I might have to reset here and do the whole part again, because I don't have enough magic. I just hope I get the clip fast, so I can do it. I need this one unit! Ah. Oh, I got it. I'm not sure if one unit is enough. I'm pretty sure I need 2 units, so I will just go save. I'm resetting. Okay. So that's like a 6-minute time loss over here. So everything that can go wrong went wrong so far, which is amazing. But that's fine, I didn't play in God knows how many years. So back here. Sorry. Not sure what happened, but I somehow missed the land where I had to land on. Which is special. Can't wait for the Wind Waker Discord to shit on me. Yeah, I'm going overestimate. But that's okay. Is it okay? Oh well. Happens. Maybe I get sniped now. Nice. They had to do it. I never got sniped twice. Oh, sad. Go. I did not want to hit this boat. Well, now I didn't want it, but whatever. Refill. I didn't need it this time. Back here again. Still no sound. Yeah. Well, I just love to play tennis, so I went back here. Oh, nice. There's one behind me. Yes. Oh, nice. Nice. Well, at least I got somewhat good RNG here. Okay, can I do it? Okay, I'm on. Okay, I'm going up. Nice. Why? Why was that so hard? Finally. Okay, we made it. Yeah, first try. Easy peasy first try. It's also funny in this cutscene, I don't think anyone knows why this happens, but after Tetra, the green hair pirate, notices that I have the Master Sword. The Master Sword is like waving back and forth, and yeah, that's the fapping Master Sword. So my sister is saved, but my journey's not over yet. So now you see the fapping Master Sword. And no one really knows why that happens. So now I saved my sister and my journey should be over, but then the pirate is like, well, since you're already here, might as well kill the bird. And then after I kill the birds, then they're like, well, since you're here and down in Hyrule, you could as well just save the world while you're at it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. Trying not to die to this bird. Because I do need critical health to do the next trick that I'm gonna do. So, yeah, I should be fine. Famous last words. This is the soundtrack you're about to hear is the second best soundtrack in the game in my opinion. It's pretty nice, but not many people agree with me. They think it's just bad too. I love it. Not this one. Fight music. So what I'm supposed to do is, out of the chest that made the screen dark, I got the skull hammer. And what I'm supposed to do is, I should crush the spirit's mask and then kill him. But that is just way too slow. I'll just skip this guy altogether. If I can do it. This grab is easier than it looks, but it's really hard at the same time. It's hard to explain. Now I need critical health for the next clip that I'm gonna do. With a funny setup. If I get just the right angle here, just have to hold forward and I will clip it to the ground. So I can just crawl past him. He's just waiting. He's still waiting for me to attack. He's still looking down the hole. But I will never attack him. So, now you guys have time for whatever you want to do. This is a 12-minute cutscene. Well, actually, it's like 5-minute cutscene, 10-second walking, 6-minute cutscene, 20 seconds walking, 3-minute cutscene, or something like that. Just insane. You can skip this cutscene, but then your game will crash, so it's kind of sad. So yeah, I will try to attack him, but something happened and I'm on the floor. Now's look. So yeah, this run is interesting. I could get the estimate if I don't mess anything up. So any small mistake is... like, I'm on 430 flat pace, pretty much. So every mistake is just overestimate.
You gotta overestimate. I'm just gonna rename you to some errors.
Alright, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. Fuck. Okay, so now, Medley and Komali come to save me. So I don't die. Which is kinda nice. Yeah, probably not good, but it would be too easy if you would be dead already. So yeah, this talk, I don't exactly remember what they're talking about, but it's like, well, Ganon has risen up and we have to meet him, blah blah blah, find the Triforce, and so on and so forth. So you don't need a 12-minute cutscene for that, you can just say something that's not that long. Well, this cutscene is only 9 minutes, but the cutscene afterwards is another 3 minutes. It's really short after this one. Except, I do a different route. No, it's just a 9-minute cutscene. I just remember. I almost did the wrong route. That's interesting.
Hey!
Hey.
It's long neck though.
Yeah. Someone on Twitch has that as a profile picture. Just this Link with the long neck. It looks so good. Yeah, I'm gonna grab some stuff here. Hearts would be cool too. Well, whatever. I'll just find hearts later. So there's a jump slash you can do. It's just like really precise. Yeah, I didn't get it. It saves, I don't know what, half a second if even, but it's just so hard to get. So, next cutscene. 5 minutes. Big spoilers. Ugh. What? Oh, no! Reap. Sure.
Not much going on.
Seen this done an hour and 10 minutes. Well, wrong game, my friend. This is not the HD version. This is the superior version. Yeah, everybody's just complaining that it's hard, and it really is. So, big spoilers. Tetra is Zelda. sad face.
She couldn't charge my phone.
So we reached about half point of the run, a little bit further than half point. So now basically he tells me to beat the Wind and the Earth Temple in order to get the Master Sword fully charged again. It doesn't actually do more damage in the game, but it is required for the story to get the full Master Sword. But you physically don't need it. You could just go to Ganon right now and fight him, basically. If you could. Now it tells me about the 8 Triforce pieces that I don't get right now. So now I'm just collecting some charts that I need later. Actually, just having the charts does not spawn the chests. You have to open the chart in order for it to spawn. Probably Mystic. No. Salmon. So yeah, that's one of the extra charts that you only have in Japanese version. So upcoming is a trick that I really dislike. No, wrong side. It is not necessarily hard, but if you fail it, you lose a lot of time. Also on critical health, which is not good. Because every time you try this trick, you lose a little bit of health. So I'm trying not to die. Easiest part of the trick, and I missed this the most. It's kind of funny. So, yeah. So this is the big time loss. And every time this happens, you lose like 25 seconds, I believe. So it's pretty good. What is this run? I don't even know. nice. Well, I guess I just have one more try. So, let's go. So if I don't fall down now, this should be fine. So I have to do a frame perfect trick here. Oh my god, this fucking shit. Oh my god, he almost killed me. That was too fucking close for comfort. This should never happen. I should never be on quarter hard. Except when I want a zombie hole. So this run is pretty interesting. More cutscenes. Nice. Oh hell yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. The true win, yeah. Give me some under here. Come on. Thanks. I think they have a lot of wind on stream. Okay. I think they have a lot of wind on stream. I think you blow in the mic.
Yeah, it's you very well.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna save here, which I've never done before. Just in case. There's a strat where you drown on this swim to save time, but I would game over if I tried now, so I would not. Ugh. You know what? I already opened it. My bad. The treasure in the water makes a sound, so every time I'm approaching a treasure, I'm just going close to the TV so I can hear the sound better. Because these headphones actually don't work. I just wear them for the mic. More treasure charts. And the next long cutscene. This is where I get fire and ice arrows, which are used in this game. I also need them RTA because oh nice. You need them to once freeze the volcano and second melt the ice to get iron boots and power bracelets. But Tash skips them completely. And this fairy has a crush on me. but she's like 5. Next up is another one of the tricks that I don't like, because it can cost you a lot of time, so I will just save again. I'll just save before every trick now. Nice. So, here's my fire and ice arrows. So yeah, this is just a regular bomb clip, quote unquote, except it has a different timing for clipping out, so this is why this is, for me at least, more difficult than the others. And I'm saving here so I don't mess up my day and night cycle, because that would be bad. Oh, I didn't have it. What? Not sure why he does not grab the ledge. I should not be twirling. I don't understand. This game is just trolling me at this point. Very nice. Yeah, this is one of the hardest tricks, for me at least. It's not a hard trick, but for me it's one of the hardest. So now we're off to get the next song, the last song in this game. Well, there's another song, which I would need to get if I would fail big time. Then I would need that song too. I just hope I don't do it. So here you're supposed to have iron boots, but I don't have iron boots, so I just do something else. Yeah, so you just skip iron boots like that. I still need iron boots later for wind tempo, but I don't want them yet, because that would be slower to route in, like that. Also, upcoming soon, my next bathroom break. So this is Wind God's area, which I need for wind tempo. The other one was Earth God's lyric, which I need for earth tempo. Which kinda, the name gives it away, but yeah. Basically, I need these songs to open. First off, I need them to trigger the sages, Medley and Makar, and second of all, then I need them to open the dungeons, because there's this big gate in front, this big stone. And Earth Temple as a temple is pretty useless in this game, so if you could skip it, you would skip it, because the only thing you get there is the mirror shield, and you don't actually need the mirror shield to finish the game, because the game gives you the mirror shield when you enter Ganon's fight, so it's kinda dumb. Oh. So now we go to a ferry to get extra wallet. because I need to be able to hold 3,184 rupees later. So I'll just swing there. Oh my god, double frames. So yeah, pause buffering is also frame perfect in this game, which doesn't help. So this is first of two fairies. Can I use this to mute the mic? Because I want to mute it again when I go to the bathroom. I don't know. You guys could talk for a little bit. So now I go back to Medley, my old friend from the first dungeon, or the second dungeon in this run. Because she is the sage of the Earth Temple, but she doesn't know, so I have to play the song to her, and then she wakes up, well, falls asleep, and then she has a dream, where the sage tells her that she's the new sage. And that is my bathroom break cutscene. Also, getting up there is impossible without glitches, because if I would go inside the city here now, my game would crash, because I never watched the cutscene. And if I would watch it now, it would just crash my game. Because I have already set some triggers that I should not have when I enter the thing. So these. Chest storage, walk up some rocks. Yeah. Yeah. Climb up some more rocks. And get up here. So I just play the song to her and then it's all good. I'm gonna try with this button. Looks like a mute button to me. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, my next destination is getting the iron boots, which are not necessarily useful, except in Wind Temple. You need iron boots for Wind Temple. There's one switch that you cannot hit with the hammer or anything. You need iron boots for that. That's pretty much the only reason why we need iron boots. If someone could find a way to hit the switch another way, we would save, I don't know, like 2-3 minutes probably. Well, depending on how you hit the switch. If you need a crazy glitch, you will probably save no time, but whatever. So now I will... Wait, no, I said iron boots, but no, you don't go to iron boots. It's funny how I don't remember the route by saying it, but when I play, I know it. It's kind of funny. So now I go to power bracelets, which is inside of a volcano. And I need fire and ice arrows to freeze the volcano, so I can get inside. Goddamn. Okay. Oh, nice. I love this game. Why does it not love me back? Okay, so charging again. Listen up. Come down. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. This is amazing. I love this run. Okay, so go down. There's the volcano. Well, I'm not gonna do the safe warp strat now because I'm already drowning. I will just do the drowning strat, which is slower, but since I was already drowning, it's faster. Why did I not jump out? My A button is broken. So getting up here is interesting as a casual if you don't know where you're going. It's kind of a maze. There's only one right way up. But of course I know which way to go. And there's some shortcuts you can do. For example, you can jump slash up here to save some time, and here. Just minor optimizations. And here you would have to sidle, but that's slow, so you can just leave across. And again, jump slashing up, and that's it. And in here is pretty much all RNG, because every enemy in this game walks randomly. So if these guys hit me in the lava, there's nothing I can do about it. They fly randomly. Stop! Okay, that's cool. That was my mistake, but the keys were still annoying. So yeah, these two guys is all I need to kill, but the keys are just annoying, fire keys. They also do half a heart damage, which is not nice. So this is power bracelets, which I need not only to lift up heavy rocks for some dungeons, I also need it for the boss in Earth Temple. He's really, really big, really fat, and I cannot lift him up without the power bracelets, which is kind of funny. Okay, so now I will get the iron boots. And we will meet our good friend Beetle again, because we have to get storage off of him. And as I told before, it's random to get the storage, because his ship is moving up and down. I'm an old man. Ugh. Okay. You could sail to Iron Boots, but that's a little bit slower. Actually, if you missed the storage like 3 times, it would have been faster to sail, but no one sails there, so I will not. Oh my god. First try. So, coming up I will die on purpose, I will get frozen, and you have 1 frame to do a side up or a backflip while you're frozen, and that's kind of cool. I'm trying to do that. It's slower, but I would be happy if I get it, because it looks cool. Waste like half a second or so. Damn, didn't get it. So you could side hop there when you're frozen, which is kind of funny. You're supposed to jump from ice to ice, but that's slow, so I just skip it all. And there's a fun thing about this game. When Link is rolling, he has like a solid block collision, which does not move. So if I just roll past this wind, it will not blow me away, so I can just roll past it. You're supposed to take a huge slide around the whole thing, but that works. So I got the iron boots. Now we're gonna get our friend Tingle again. He's gonna be useful in the next temple. The next temple is Earth Temple, which has the last zombie hover of the run. So I need to get double storage here to not to be able to swim after the cutscene started. Save a little bit more time. Now I need Tingle Balloon. Okay. Yeah, balloon. So now we'll go directly to Earth Temple. Nice. Oh, my camera is red. I I'm not sure how long it survives when being red, but it should be enough. I only need it for the zombie hover, which is coming up kind of shortly. It's like in 2 minutes or so.
Yeah, should be plenty.
I put it on low light now, it's green again, so it should be good. I don't need to look on the Game Boy, I just need the sound of it for the next zombie hover. That's the most, let's say, precise zombie hover, because you actually need an angle to clip through a wall, and then you need to listen for tingle and leave out of the heal. Because if you don't heal in time, you will either jump slash and fall to death, or just drop too much height and will not be able to make it. Yeah, this dungeon is pretty funny. Most of the time you will be out of bounds in this dungeon, so it looks pretty nice. So I called a tingle balloon so I can cross this gap over here. Let's hope I get this. Nice. This is way too precise. So this guy does a lot of damage, which is why I use him to... Don't kill me. I use this guy... Oh, stone medley, nice. Which is why I use him to damage myself for this enemy. So this is one spot where you could skip the comment melody, but it's really hard. It probably takes longer than playing it if you wanna do it. So yeah. Are there any bombs here? I don't really need them, but I want them. Oh, nice. Go hard. No bombs, wow. That's sick, whatever. I have enough bombs. Again, I'm using the mini-map to navigate. Damn. Okay. So yeah, I have to wait for the beeps that Tingle does in order to know when I need to heal myself. And if I do it too late or too early. I did it kinda late on this one, I'm very far away, but I will make it. I also have wind. Why do I have wind? There's wind going against me, which does not make any sense. It took so long to go over. So now I need magic, but I luckily still have some rupees. So I can just buy some magic from Tingle. And that's all I need, then I can shut down Tingle forever. I had to wait there for Tingle to give me magic. So, bye Tingle. Hey, sub 3 mirror shield. Nice. Oh my god. I think my PB has a 221 mirror shield. Next up is a trick called Songstone Skip, which is a pretty precise trick, but I will try to get it. I'm bringing Medley just for safety, but I want some wrong stuff. Oh my god. I didn't need them that badly, but they make the boss fight way easier. So again, I have chest storage and my collision is pretty weird, so I can just clip through a lot of things and climb up some stuff. Oh my god. Can I please? Thanks. So, Songstone Skip used to be the hardest trick for me, but then one day I just found out that it's pretty easy. Now I should be able to do it. Ah, that's close. That would have been cool, first try. So yeah, the roll clip is frame perfect. That's cool, not too bad, second try. This guy's probably gonna scream at me. Oh no, good. If I touch this blue fog, I cannot use any attacks, but I need a jump slash to get up here. Because you cannot grab ledges when you have chest storage. So that's kind of the downside of that trick. Yeah, as I said, most of this dungeon is out of bounds, which is kind of cool. These keys can hit me out of bounds and then I will white out and lose chest storage, causing a lot of time loss. But it's all RNG. Usually does not happen. It happened to me twice so far, I believe. So there's the boss door, but I don't have a boss key. Oh no. And this is the funniest boss. What? It kinda looks like. Apparently I'm playing Pikmin now. So yeah, this guy, you have to lift him up and throw him into the spikes. And you actually need the power bracelets for it, which is kind of a funny flag for the game to have. Like, you couldn't even be here without the power bracelets, so I don't know why they made them required. Yeah, this boss is ideally beaten in 2 phases, RTA. You can only kill 5 guys per phase. If you're lucky or precise, you can get an extra kill every phase. That's rather unlikely. No extra kills, but oh my god. Stop. So yeah, these lights run on a cycle, so if you're too slow, the light will just go somewhere else. Oh no. Oops. So, if I would not have hit this guy, he would have started another phase just for this one guy, losing a lot of time, but fortunately I got him. So back in the day I got this hard container for safety, but I hope... I mean, this run was pretty interesting, so I might even need it, but I will not go for it. But I will go for the orb. I want the drops. Where is it? Yeah. Cutscene. I'm surprised I didn't need any notes so far. That I didn't forget anything. Wait, I'm gonna mute the mic for a second. Shoutouts to Zaypai for the Wind Waker. So, oh my god, I'm going so much overestimate. I still have about 1 hour 40 to go. Damn. I kinda expected to go like 5 minutes overestimate, because I'd never practiced. But 15 minutes is kind of bad. I mean, I will not go with estimate because my estimate is 445. Or it's not. Damn. Ugh. Okay, now for another pretty boring temple, which is Wind Temple. Wind Temple is also a lot of out of bounds stuff, but you're much more restricted because you need Makar for the first 2 or 3 rooms, and that's kind of boring. But after that, it's kind of interesting temple. So now I need to get this chart. I remember once having a run on PB pace and I forgot to get this chart. I was like, well, I ended up not PBing, so I don't remember what I lost, but I lost a lot. I don't want to play like this. So now we're gonna go get Makar, who's the sage of the Wind Temple. And yeah, I get to play his amazing song again. You can see the notes behind the waterfall. It's supposed to be like a hidden thing, which you have to find out where he is. Next cutscene. Yeah. This game would be so amazing if it would not have this many cutscenes. I mean, it's still an amazing game, but the run would be much better. I once tasked Moonjump any %, where basically I just did any %, but I was allowed to use Moonjump, the cheap Moonjump. We can just jump infinitely high. And that task was 28 minutes long, and 22 minutes of that is just cutscenes. So, yeah, good game. So entering Earth Temple, I can't just walk forward to the stone and play the song, because my car is really slow at walking. I have to toss him over there. And sometimes he's invisible, like he's off camera or something, which is kind of funny. I'm not exactly sure what causes it. There he is, the little guy. Entering Wind Temple. The only place where there's an RNG crash that you cannot prevent. So if I get that crash, the crash costs like 6 minutes if you get it. It's super random, and I only had it once so far. So yeah, if I get this crash, I will just cry, because then I would have had everything bad happen to me today. I got every possible soft lock so far, which is hilarious. Sounds nice. Yeah, the TV is not good if you have to make it super loud. I usually play it on like minimum volume, like on 8, and this is like 25 now. faster. Ah, I don't like the storage spot. Don't worry, I will leave this guy behind after the next room. But you need them for the first 3 rooms, which is annoying. There's no way you can open these gates without him, and there's no loading zone behind the doors. You have to open the door. Sick. So, as much as it hurts, he's gonna get captured by enemies now, and I will never release him. I'm sorry, Makar, but I gotta go. So you can, with chest storage, you can just clip into these doors and basically get to places early. But mini boss rooms or just every loading zone that is behind the door extends all the way up, like infinitely high. So I can just touch it with my leaf and I will be in the door, which is kind of convenient. So this mini boss is RNG hell. Best case, I get 2 ground spawns, and worst case, I will just not get any ground spawn. So let's see what I can do. That's 1 ground spawn. That's good. That's not a ground spawn. Where is he? Yeah, it's a lot slower to kill him like this, but I didn't have a ground spawn, so. Oh, the magic! I really wanted that magic. I don't exactly need it, but it's definitely convenient to have it. So, normally you would just open this chest and like leave the room normally, but it saves some time to store the chest and clip out of the room. Like this. It saves like 10 seconds. Some magic. This room is pretty scary. There's 2 different strats. One is the one I do, this is the baby strat, which costs like 10 seconds in total. And the other one is just so risky. If you fail it, you will fall down and lose several minutes, so just do this. And for this one you have to use a bomb, because you cannot grab ledges during a cutscene, so you need the bomb to push you up. Oh. So, we need this small key for the next room, and we need more chest storage, because out of bounds is way cooler than inbounds. again, chest storage makes me clip through doors. This. And I need the key for this door. Yeah. So there's a crush in this room that can happen. Not sure what I would do if that happens, but it did not happen. You can get crushed on this statue and you will void out and lose chest storage if that happens. I've only seen it happen, it never happened to me. Eh. This used to be the scariest room for me. I didn't say it before the trick because I know I would have failed it if I would have said that. It's kind of precise to do that, and since you cannot grab any ledges with chest storage, if you fall down there you will just be there forever unless you either safe warp or zombie hover up, and I did not want to do any of those. That was really... Still need this. And again, boss keys are slow, so I don't need it. So next up is Molgera, and as I said before, there's a rare chance that you can get a crash in this game, in this fight, due to what we think an immense amount of lag, which prevents the victory music to play. And if the victory music doesn't play and you enter the warp, something in the game happens and you just crash. It's like you never progress after the warp. And this is considered the best tune in the game. I think it's okay, but it's definitely not the best song in the game in this fight, in my opinion. But it's pretty nice. I'm also trying to go for some air snipes, which are somewhat precise, not too precise. But yeah, I'll try the first snipe as well, which is not too easy. Yeah, barely missed it. So you can hit him as many times as you want, but he's based on a phase timer. You have to hit him 4 phases. So you have to hookshot his tongue 4 times. It doesn't matter how many hits you do, you just have to do it 4 times. Okay. Oh. Yeah, he does 2 hearts damage, so I would not die bad. Where's his children? They usually drop hearts. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So much shit happened in this run, so I would not be surprised if I actually die. So now for the air snipes, I'm trying to get them, but... The hardest thing about the air snipes is actually targeting Molgera, because when you have the mini Molgeras around, you will always prefer them as a target. Because that's just how it works. And... fuck, okay. So you can do a quick kill, is what it's called. You can just try to snipe him again after the snipe. But it's super precise. Yeah, so that was bad movement and bad RNG. It was supposed to be that sniper. Let's see if I get the crash or not. If the victory music does not play, I will get the crash. Which would be extremely bad. Okay, I'm fine. This crash would cost me 5 to 6 minutes. And it's completely random. Which is nice. This is the only hard container I get. I don't need it, but I want some safety for the Ganon fight, because he does a lot of damage. He does some quick combos, which you cannot escape. So when he's locked onto you, you're pretty much dead. So, some safety. Ugh. So now we see Happy Makar. Because I get to play the song again. The song is good. I prefer the medley song, but this is also good. And now the Master Sword is fully charged. It does not do any more damage, but it's considered fully charged now, and now I can actually beat Ganon. So the game says, but I could have beaten him like 3 hours ago. Well, not 3, 2, that's what I mean. Sorry, it's still hot in here. So now I have all the dungeons, all the temples rather, finished. And now I go to the sub-dungeons, it's what it's called. Where I find Triforce charts, which I have to decipher for 400 rupees each to get the Triforce later. So next up is just the usual, getting storage, super swimming to the next location, and then actually one of my favorite sub-dungeons in the game. Or like one of my favorite things in the game. I love this place so much. Oh. I don't know why I press B, but it somehow satisfies me to use it. Okay. So this is a pretty long swim, but if you have the right frame, you should make it easy every time. So, and this sub-dungeon is one of my favorites. It has a lot of cool strats. Also get used to the scream, you will hear the scream a lot later on. Right now, every time I open a door I will pull a bomb. That's because Link turns around when he sees the gates getting shut, and if I pull a bomb he doesn't do it, it saves like a second per door. Shoot the head with an arrow so he stops moving, so I can hammer him. Which room? Oh yeah. That's close. Yes. kinda needed those arrows, so it was okay to miss him. It was unintentional, but it worked. That's good. And this room is annoying. So now for this, this is a real mess because you have 4 Dark Nuts chasing you at once. So yeah, it's gonna be really bad. Oh no. Also, which attack Link does is RNG. If he does the roll behind him or the overhead carry. Overhead is always better because then you can just target him. But oh, again, it's hard. This sucks. Overhead is always better because you can just hold target to shoot him, and if you don't get overhead, you would have to aim at his body, which is not only a little bit more difficult but also way slower. Oh wait, it's like a second or two, but it's just way easier if you get an overhead parry. That was Overlook. There's a dungeon which looks exactly the same like Overlook, which is called Stone Watcher. You'll see that in like 20-ish, 25 minutes. It is the easier version of this dungeon than my actual favorite dungeon, because the strats are so cool. It's really cool, if you do it right. Not sure if I can do it right. I kinda wanna lean back, but I can't play when I lean back. These struggles. This is so RNG because the boat moves random with the water. It's kinda dumb, but oh well. So now I go back home. Okay, so now I get the second wallet upgrade, so I can carry 5,000 rupees, which is not exactly required, but it makes the run a lot easier. And after that I go to Savage. Savage is, in my opinion, one of the most boring places in the run, but it's not easy. But I still think it's boring, just because, I don't know. I just think it's boring.